Go.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Balthazar's Pagan Garden. This is the first edition of the winter garden. I'm not going to do much gardening, but I've got some things to plant. And thankfully, my mom is being cameraman today. So I'm going to dig a trench. We're going to plant some Jerusalem artichokes to start the pollinator bed. That'll help the garden do better next year. Alright, let's get started. What we're going to do is we're going to dig a trench right here. Pardon my shadow. And we're going to set them, probably, the Jerusalem artichokes, we're probably going to set them, I don't know, foot apart. Maybe a little bit less. My mom is pulling up the weeds and stuff. Thank you, Mom. And so let's get to digging. I've struck a root to the mystical urban cable tree. I need to be careful not to damage this, because I don't want to have to pay to get it fixed. So let's move the trench. So I've got my trench dug. It's not terribly deep, but it's deep enough. I've got my pile of dirt, and I actually found a worm in there. I'm surprised. Didn't think I was going to have any worms in that dirt, because it's not all that good. But let's go grab our Jerusalem artichokes and put them in the line. So there we go. I've got my Jerusalem artichokes trenched up. Now, the thing about Jerusalem artichokes is they take absolutely no care, very little water, and they also can become invasive. So if you plant them next to your neighbor's fence if you don't like your neighbor. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. That's mean. But do make sure that if you plant them, you remember where you planted them. And if you want to ever remove them, don't try. It ain't happening. But you don't need any compost. You don't need anything. You just need dirt and water. It doesn't even have to be fancy dirt either. So I'm just using native soil. I've got them here. I'm going to push all this out over them like this. Push over the top. And there. See? And that's all done for that one. I'm going to cover the rest of them. And then I'll be right back with you. I've filled it in. Stomped it down. Now come this time next year, we'll have some Jerusalem artichokes coming up. Well, come this time next year, I would have already harvested them. What the heck am I talking about? Come spring next year, we should have some Jerusalem artichokes coming up. Come summer, we're going to have these tall, massive, sunflower-looking things. And it'll be pretty. It'll draw pollinators to the garden, and it will provide me with tons and tons of food when I dig up the roots. So, because the roots are edible, and they're pretty dang delicious from what I understand. So, alrighty. That's it for right now. And I've got more to plant out front. So why don't I take you out front for the first time ever? And you can see what my front gardens look like. Well, it's not the first time ever. I've taken you out there before, but it's been a long time. I can show you what the front gardens look like, and you can get an update on that whiskey barrel I planted, and also take a look at the flower gardens that I really like, that I'm proud of, but have been struggling with since I moved here. Alright, let's go. Let's go up front. Alright, everybody. This is the whiskey barrel that I made earlier. As you can tell, the frosts of early spring killed off most stuff, but the chives are beautiful and they taste amazing. The lemon balm that I planted is doing pretty good. Seems to be really good in the cold too. This is the sage, the regular sage that I planted. And that seems to be doing awesome. I mean, the leaves are super thick. And I know that it's perennial. Now, I added thyme here because the thyme is perennial. I know it's perennial. And I want this to be a perennial bucket. So chives are perennial. I don't know if the sage is. I don't know if the lemon balm is, but I believe they are. But the thyme is and the chives are. So I should have fresh sage for Thanksgiving this year. I'm going to make some lemon balm tea later today, probably, because it sounds like it would be really tasty. So, there's that. Here's the lawn. The lawn is looking very autumny, but overall a lot better. I don't remember if I showed you guys the patchwork I did on the lawn, but I put in some patch this year, and the patch is doing really well. My sacred tree, my family tree, not family tree as in like historical family record, family tree as in my guardian tree for my family. I wired it up like this because of the way it was growing. It was actually going to end up starting to run into some fungus problems. And I've been trying to trim the branches that shoot up in the middle, like this one here. But I have to come back out later on this year when it's a little bit colder so I can trim out those ones. But look, I've got fruit, haw-berries. Haw-berries are yummy. They're a very mild flavor, but they're pretty good. And if you notice, all these other trees in the area are reds and browns and no leaves. This hawthorn tree still got green leaves. No wonder the Druids thought it was sacred. So, yeah, and then here's the front flower bed. My big white multi-floral rose. Irises. My peonies are past gone. But I let everything go natural as much as I can. The irises are still green. These produce seeds. They're the big purpley thing. Big fluffy purple flower. They produce these seeds, but I haven't seen any of them sprout. So I don't know. Oh yeah, I should show you this. My forsythia bush turns this amazing color in the wintertime. It is red and yellow and everything. It's awesome. I love it. My mountain phlox. Yes, there's tons of leaves in here. I just let it do its thing, you know, natural mulch. Amazing. So, it's my red rose bush and my other red rose bush. And then the side of the driveway. Now, we're out here so we can plant Jerusalem artichokes. I'm going to plant my Jerusalem artichokes here in a line, probably like this, maybe up against the fence. But I've got that bush there. I don't know if it'll come back or not, but I've got that bush there. So now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant them. Here, we'll back up a ways. I'll plant them going along here, maybe 2 rows if I have enough. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll do 2 rows here. I also have some peonies that my mom brought from her garden, and my mom is a huge gardener for flowers, and I'm going to try to talk her into doing videos for this channel. If you guys think that that's a good idea, let me know, because I think it would be awesome to do that. Now, this is where I keep my trash can, this square, and the HOA, being as friendly as they are, and I'm sure people who have them know what I'm talking about, complain that they can see my trash can. So I'm going to put here some peonies. I'm going to put some more peonies scattered in here because this is sunny most of the time. So let's get to it. Alright, here's the second trench for Jerusalem artichokes. I'm going to go grab them, plant them, cover the row, and see if I have space for another one. Alright, be right back. Alright, so got my Jerusalem artichokes planted, all in a big line. These are not going to be eaten. These are going to be grown as a hedge so that I can have a nice thick border of stuff here. Now I might keep them inside this line here and move them that way towards the driveway over time, but I don't think it'll take very long, considering how long it takes them to become out of control. So we'll see how this develops over time. But let's cover them up and get on to the peonies. I've dug my trench around my trash platform. I'm going to plant my peony roots that my mom gave me into it and cover them over. Mom, where'd the peony roots come from?
A new neighbor of mine dug them up from the old neighbors. They had all these beautiful peonies, and I put some plants in my yard, and I gave you the roots.
Cool. And what color are they?
I have no clue.
Well, this will be fun then. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, let's get planting these mysterious peonies.
Hey everybody, that was an episode that I filmed in October when my mother was out. Thank you very much for watching it. I'm very happy to get that finally online. Haven't had a chance to sit down and actually record it until now. I mean, not record it, but edit it until now. That was the beginnings of our pollinator bed that I mentioned in the State of the Garden address. So it's kind of nice that I got that out after the State of the Garden. But as far as the video is concerned, thank you for watching it. Thank you for putting up with the time issue, the chronology problem, because that always bugs me with movies and whatnot as well. So what I would like from you folks, if you wouldn't mind, is thumbs up if you give a good thumbs up if you think my mom should record videos of her flower garden in Maine. And if you think that she would make an interesting part of the Balthazar's Pagan Garden channel, also please definitely leave a comment. The more I can show my mom, hey, people really want to see this. People really want to watch you do your flower gardens in Maine. I think the more she'll do it, and it would be good for her too. Because she would love having somebody actually admire her garden. She doesn't have very many people at home who actually admire her gardens anymore, since everybody's grown older and moved out and everything else. So go ahead and leave a comment and encourage my mom to film for us. I'll edit the stuff. I'll put it up. I'll make it its own segment. I'll put out its own videos with its own intro and all of that. And Mom, I know you're watching this. Listen to me very carefully. Please record. It doesn't matter how good a quality the camera on your phone is or whatever. I'm sure the better quality it is, the more people would like to watch it, but I'm sure they'll understand. So please record some videos for the 2014 garden at Mom's house, and that way we can add some really nice different content to the channel. As always, everyone, I've been Frank, you've been wonderful, and thank you very much for coming along with me to the Balthazar's Pagan Garden a couple of months ago. And blessed be to you and yours, and merry meet until we meet again. Have a nice afternoon. Bye-bye.